Rokk, finally got you on the podcast,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir.
For people to get, see a little bit of personality.
Yes, sir.
First question I'll ask, basically just to give people some context, is who are you? I mean, I know a little bit about you, but like, let me just hear what you have to say as far as like where you from, kind of businesses you run, even like we can tap into some of the stuff that we've been doing together.
Yeah.
But let's go from there.
That's a bit. So my name is Isiah Thomas. I'm originally from Mississippi, Jackson, Madison area. Moved out here to California in 2019. I jumped in the power line industry. So most
Power line?
Yeah, power lines. Yeah,
Like telephone poles?
yeah. So like big electricity towers. Everything from the wiring, everything from the foundation, from the ground up, basically. A lot of people look at it and they say, well, it's dangerous. A lot of people just don't know what it is. And like somebody told me when I got into it, like take the fear out of it. The first thing I seen you see was the check, the type of money you're going to make. And the next thing they're going to tell you is, hell, you can walk outside, you know what I'm saying, and die. So ain't nothing to be afraid of. So yeah, jumped in the power line industry, bro. Did that for like 2 years. COVID hit. Didn't really know nobody out here. Wasn't even interested in fitness or nothing like that. I had a couple people ask me to do it. Moved right outside of Austin, Texas for 10 months. Did a work project out there. Me being me, hungry, want more. Just got tired of clocking in for somebody. So
You're doing power lines in Texas too?
Yeah, I did them in Texas. Yeah, so I did Union. I was Union out here in California, and then I did a little bit of non-union work out there in Texas. So yeah, man, came back. When I got back, was a responsible adult. So, you know what I'm saying? I took care of my business, you know what I'm saying? Made sure I was straight, made sure I could, you know what I'm saying, eat, provide for myself, all that. Long story short, work was still slow here in San Diego on the main projects. So then I was like, all right, cool. I'm talking to my, one of the homies at the time who I would work out with, you know what I'm saying, boxing, all that type of stuff. They was like, bro, why you just don't be a trainer? So in my mind, I'm like, look, I could train myself all day. I don't got the patience to deal with people. Like, that ain't something I'm interested in. So shit, long story short, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try it. First workout, put up a little flyer, got me a little logo on going. I'm like, all right, what I'm gonna name it? I'm like, all right, cool, Rokk Fitness. So most people don't know, I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. So I pledged in college, spring 2018. That's where Rokk come from. So Rokk is basically the foundation of your line. It's 21 heads, one body. Most people don't know what that is. I can't get in depth on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to earn that knowledge. But at the same time, that's where Rokk come from. So that's just you the solid foundation. You know what I'm saying? Anything break, anybody needs somebody to pick them up, lift them up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you carry on. So it was something that's special to me, simply because I always been a Rokk in my family, in my life. You know what I'm saying? With the homies, whatever the case may be, whatever I'm doing, I'm the Rokk. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's how I look at it. So I'm like, all right, cool, Rokk Fitness. Get to running with it. Did my first little workout video on the beach. Don't know nothing I'm doing. I just know I know how to work out. Don't know the
That's
first
how all
thing.
of us are, bro.
Yeah, fat. Don't know
nothing.
Yeah, don't know nothing about no marketing. Don't know the first thing about trying to, you know what I'm saying, get a client to lock in with you. What to tell them. All I know is, look, I can put you through the same type of workouts that I go through.
Yeah.
Couple months later, ended up tapping in with a gym owner out here. Locked in with him. Spent about, what was it, like a year and a half, 2 years at his spot. Learned a lot. I'm gonna tell you the most unique thing he told me, bro. I asked him, like I said, I ain't really understand the dynamic of like how to structure my workouts and stuff like that. I was like, so how do you, when you go in the gym and you getting ready to set your workouts, like how do you do it? Do you map it out? Do you program it? He said, nah. He said, I walk in the gym, turn the lights on. He said, I walk in the back, I look at the equipment. He said, I asked God, what's the workout for the day? He said, God sent him a message every morning. He said, and then that's how he go about it. And he said, he'll take the full day like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Me being a man of faith, you know what I'm saying? And my footsteps being led by God. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's run it. Let me try it. You know what I'm saying? What is going to hurt? Let me try it. Then I started, I had met a couple more guys, like the homie, Judge Black, amazing trainer out here too. Met him, bro. We started connecting, working out every day.
He came to the gym, right?
Yeah.
I met him.
So the one, with the dread. So tapped in with him, bro. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? He got a different style of workouts because he was a track star at one point. So what happened with him was he do a lot of control movement, but he understand the explosive side for being an athlete. So we would tap in. I come in with my style. He come in with his style. We get us a nice little hour, 30-minute workout in, bro. And then we just started connecting. So the next thing, I'm like, all right, cool. how can I take it a step further into understanding the business aspect? So this is where it got fun. So I used to go to EOS Fitness every day. I used to tell them, be like, look, my name Rokk. You know what I'm saying? I got Rokk Fitness. I train at a small gym in Mission Valley. You ever want to come in for a workout, a training session, I got you. Boom, bingo. They curious because now they like, damn, bro, you doing all that crazy ass workout. Like, what you training for? You training for combat life, the world in the end. So I'm like, nah, like, this is what I like to do. I got to do something different.
Yeah.
So I started getting people to, you know what I'm saying, get the traction. Started learning a little bit more about the content, all that type of stuff. And then probably like a year later, I tapped in with the homie DC. The unique thing about his gym was, bro, it allowed me to be able to meet more people and just get in front of a lot more people. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like get people to see my work. You know what I'm saying? So once I did that, started learning. Like I say, anywhere I go, I'm always a student. I'm like a sponge, so I soak up game, bro. So learn some amazing things from him. You know what I'm saying? We built a genuine connection in the training space. But like another thing that I always do too is when I'm around other trainers or business people, like I always make sure to pay attention to the smaller detail, how they carry themselves, you know what I'm saying, they conversation, how they, anything, delivery, acceptance from people when they receiving information. So stuff like that. Started doing that, and then I just got to the point, I'm like, all right, cool. Instead of me being on a low level with this training, now it's time, you know what I'm saying, my value and what I'm finna deliver, now it's time to take it up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't for everybody, so you either rock with it or you don't. Raise my prices, you know what I'm saying?
What were you charging then?
At the time, bro, I think I was charging, the lowest I would charge was like $375 for the month. And then at the highest I had ever charged was like, I think like $600, $650.
The highest 600.
That was the highest. Right? That was the highest. So then I'm
working.
So then this the game changer. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm training.
Yeah.
So then, you know, you start meeting, you know what I'm saying? You start getting in different rooms and you meeting people when you get out and you start meeting high professional individuals. So man, the first time somebody told me, they was like, 600, like that's all you charge, like for what you give.
Especially California, like I'm sure, like you didn't know what prices were. Like personal training out here, huge on one, and then two, everything's expensive. Right, so like you could, 600.
Yeah, bro. So I'm like, all right. They was like, yeah, bro, like your price is cheap.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I feel disrespected. Then I'm like, damn, I don't. Yeah, you see, I'm charging you $600, and then you tell me that they're cheap. Like I feel like I ain't. All right, so I'm sitting. I get to the drawing board. I picked up two more clients, bro, and another client was like, same thing. They're like, damn, like I want to come every day. I want to come 4-5 days a week. So I'm like, all right, cool. It's gonna be this, 600 max. They're like, damn, you cheap, bro. I said, all right, cool. Now it's time to switch up the game. So at that point, I jumped out the box. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna set 1,000. You want unlimited training? We want 1,000. From 1,000, it went to like 1,500. Then I started realizing, I had talked to my boy Quest, and he kind of gave me a little game on like, you know what I'm saying, how to put everything together and charge 3 months in advance, 6 months in advance. Yeah. But it's like, all right, cool. What value are you adding? You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So long story short, I'm like, all right, cool. I want it. All right, bet. So look, we going 2,000 plus. From 2,000 plus, I want 3,000. From 3,000, 5,000, and then it just went on from there. But at the same time, like as I'm being confident enough to charge these prices, I ain't second guessing myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going back on my word. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tell a person that I'm gonna deliver something, then I make sure that I deliver on, you know what I'm saying, what I'm telling them. So that was the thing that allowed me to scale, bro. And ever since then, like I just took it. It's just been up since then.
So you've always been trained the same way, like that same like high intensity, like you kind of said, like tactical style training. You've always been like that.
Yeah. For the most part, the way my mind works, bro, is very creative. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go in the gym and just what they call it. I can't do split days. It just don't work for me. Like I feel like being an athlete, and you can attest to this, like as an athlete, bro, like we use our full body as a human. When you wake up in the morning, you use every ligament, every muscle, every tendon, whatever the case may be, to go throughout your day. You feel what I'm saying? So I think of it the same way. When I go in the gym, that's how I'm approach it. Now I'm not going in the gym every day and hitting every muscle group to the extreme. The main thing I'm doing is, my main focus is cardio. I'm gonna do my core workout. Gotta have the abs. That's mandatory. And then I'm gonna get my 3 dynamic movements on my lift. You know what I'm saying? If it's lower body, we're gonna hit squats. Of course, my favorite, most people have seen, is the Zercher squats with the bars in my elbow. Like, that's my favorite go-to because it's full body. Anything other than that, like the leg press machine, some type of jump variation, or we gonna do some type of lunges or something like that. And it's just, you know what I'm saying, a basic layout. Anything.
So if someone is like, would you take a client that's like older and can't jump?
Yep, I will.
Just alter it however you need.
Yep. So what I do is when they first come in, my go-to is not weights. My thing is for them to understand body movement mechanics. So I need you to understand how to properly stretch. I need you to understand the proper techniques in lunging and squatting, using your hips. You know what I'm saying? Being able to communicate that if I'm asking you to do a particular movement, then you understanding what that movement is, but also being able to communicate, okay, my left hip hurt. I can't, my right ankle a little bit looser than my left one, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I like to go about it.
So did you learn the physiology through like your own training, or did you like take other courses or something like that, or did it from mentors?
So I got certified as a personal trainer. But one of the things that I learned early on, like playing ball, which was a blessing, was I never had a major injury. I never had a major injury as an athlete, and when I look back on it, the amount of times that I would train, bro, we would literally wake up and train 3 times a day in the off season. Yeah. But the thing that we did was my trainers was always on us about recovery. Yeah. We had to get in the hot tub, the cold tub. We had to do the cryotherapy chambers. Like we had to do all this.
Where'd you go again?
Where I went to school.
Yeah.
So I went to Alcorn State University.
They made a cryo there?
So we had it. So when I would go back home, where the city that I'm from, we had everything. We had something called the Healthplex. So in the Healthplex, bro, we had literally everything. This high school, bro. We got a full-time facility, Olympic-sized pools, cold tub, hot tub, steam room, saunas, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
luxury right
inside
there.
track on the gym floor. Like, so it like I can say, bro, where we come from, like you are spoiled. Like you spoiled. You know what I'm saying? If you're an athlete, you spoiled. And if you don't take advantage of your resources, then that's just on you. Cause you got everything that you need to be successful as an athlete. Now everybody
they spoil all the athletes, or is
bro,
it
everybody got the same access. I don't care if you from, you know what I'm saying, not the wealthiest part of the city. Everything that every athlete got access to, or every person in that community got, you got the same access.
That's tight.
Now some stuff, like we had a D1 sports training facility. My trainer by the name of Mike Espy, he played at he was an All-American at Ole Miss, receiver, still training now. But I met him my 10th grade off season going into my 11th grade. So the unique thing about that was my coach had came to me. I was like one of them kids, bro, I love to play. Like I play all day. Like I'm a goofball. Like I look like one of those kids. Like I'm playing all day in the locker room. Like the upperclassmen, like, yo, bro, chill out. We on scout team. My dream was to be, I'm trying to be the coldest receiver. You feel what I'm saying? But like I wasn't no 4.3, 4.4 guy. You feel what I'm saying? I ran the best 40 I had with like a high 4.5. That was the best one. I must have felt real good.
Hand time or electric?
Nah, they were hand time. Yeah, me and the laser didn't get along. So nah.
It was that start, bro. I used to coach like some top tier athletes on just combine training.
Yeah.
So it was like, bro, everyone's start. It was the hardest thing, especially with laser, because I get them ready for combine training. I was here at Fitness Quest 10 with Charleston De La Cruz. Shout out if you ever watched this, but he was like the best trainer I ever had. And he did all combine training, so we did every drill to get you ready for the combine. But he had people looking nice. But that start for that bro, it's crazy. It's different. They'll get you accidental, like a little twitch, and get you going. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So we used to do that. So I used to train, bro. We used to train with him. I met him. My coach came to me my sophomore year. He was like, "Look, next year, I got to play, so you better be ready." Yeah, so me, I'm nice, and I'm feeling good. I'm a little nervous, got butterfly. Yeah. But I'm like, all right, cool, because at this time, bro, I'm probably like 165, 170 wet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Always been lean, like Kudo just got good genetics, but I'm a little bit smaller. So he's like, you better be ready. So I never forget, bro, I had started going to the stadium. Man, I spent like 4 or 5 hours. Like, the homies can tell you that, bro. Like, I'm spending like 4 or 5 hours out there, bit. I'm catching picks from one end zone. Like I got my cousin throwing me the ball in one end zone. I'm sprinting that bit a whole 100 yards. We doing like 5, 6 of these back to back. Then I get the tire. I got to flip the tire 110 down and back 5 or 6 times running the stadium. You feel what I'm saying? So like in my mind, I had just at that point, that's when Isiah became a man. You feel what I'm saying? So when I tapped into that, it's like you take that And then you like, okay, cool. What else in life is tying into what's gonna drive you and push you and shit? That was home, bro. Like at the end of the day, like my mama dog, big dog.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about like, you know what I'm saying, as far as like in a disrespectful manner, it's just we grow up. At 10 years old, I was the man of the house without having to pay bills. I put it to you like that.
Yeah.
So any responsibilities, cutting grass, taking care of your siblings, whatever you need to do, like that's what you got to do. So all of this, I learned how to channel all of that energy. That don't cry, stand up, walk with your chest out. Yes, sir, no, sir. I mean, yes, sir, no, sir. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Like all that tied into the man I became, but also tied into the type of athlete I was. You feel what I'm saying? So took that. Long story short, when the season came around, straight dog. Like I ended up finishing, I think like second team, all state. I was like second or third person on the team in Talcus my junior year or whatever. I got my first offer from Gulf Coast Community College, which is like one of the powerhouses. Most people know it like East Mississippi Community College. They was like the head runners with them in the state of Mississippi when it came to like JUCO football. I got my first offer from them. Went into my senior year, balled out again my senior year. Ended up getting another offer, so it was between them and East Central Community College. Me and the coach from I went on my visit to Gulf Coast. They switched up on me, and then I had East Central in my back pocket. I didn't want to go, but the coach was high on me. He was like, look, bro, we'll bring you in, bro. We're going to build a whole defense around you. We're going to put guys in the, you know what I'm saying, whatever you need, we're going to make it work for you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go get on campus, same mentality, like ain't nothing changed for me. I'm already used to working. So shit, I'm working, blah, blah, season came around, balled out there in the season. I ain't finished it like how I wanted to, but it was still a successful season for me to be a freshman. Junior year came around, whole time. I'm like, man, look, I'm trying to get big offers. Like, I'm trying to go SEC, but I ain't got the same mentality that I got now. You know what I'm saying? At 28 years old. So I'm like, bro, I just want to ball. Like, I want to go play D1 ball like any other kid. You feel what I'm saying? So, ended up, we get to the process, January approaching. I ended up getting an offer from Alcorn State, took a visit, ended up signing, commit, went to them, did the spring. The first season, played a little bit. I played, but it didn't really go how I wanted to. And then part of that was me, and then part of that was just the fact, like, disagreeing with how things were run and like the type of energy and people. I say that I put it in how some of those like that.
Is that a 1A or a 1AA?
1AA. Yeah. So, did that, went into my senior year, I was excited, bro. I trained the whole off season. Most people know him, he was the starting cornerback, Pro Bowler Ladarius Webb that played for the Ravens. So he trained me my whole off season going into my senior year. Straight dog. I'm talking about hips, feet, everything. Like that, my boy, like he just as country as I am. So he trained me, man. It was just little stuff. I'm like, bro, if I could have just had you like my freshman year, I would have just been nice. But at the time, he was still getting ready to see if he wanted to go play. Trained me my senior year, bro. Got into it, got into the season. I had got my first injury, had got a high ankle sprain. I missed the game, and then I ain't get right till like 2 or 3 weeks later. So by that time, like, all right, cool, senior year is what it is. One of the things I prayed for, though, I told God I always wanted a championship. I wanted to know what that felt like. So we ended up winning the SWAC championship my senior year. So I got a championship out of it. And then we went to play we went to like the Celebration Bowl. But we ended up losing.
What conference is that?
What's that?
Your guys' conference.
So we SWAC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we the SWAC. So we in the same Jackson State, Grambling State, Southern, all of them. Yeah. We all in the same division, all that type of stuff. So yeah, bro, I ended up getting a championship out.
Is that Savannah State was in there or no?
No. They I think I don't know.
Are they Sunbelt?
They may be. Everything that changed now because I think like all of the
Savannah State ain't even my boy.
It was a MEAC at first.
Okay, gotcha.
MEAC now is I think all the MEAC is with the SWAC now. I ain't just sure I don't keep up with it. But yeah, so I ended up doing that, bro. Ended up at the end of the season, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good with football. Thought about training, thought about doing the whole pro route, bro. My body was beat up. At this point, bro, like, I'm making money, I'm having fun. I ain't worried about none of that. Like, it's just me being raw and authentic. Like, I ain't worried about none of that. I'm like, bro, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a dog. Like, I'm aggressive. I can catch. I can backpedal. Whatever you want me to do, I can do it. When it's time to run that 40, we not gonna get along. So I'm just gonna keep it real. So like I'm like, all right, cool. You can get out here and you can play, you can do all the training, but you been trying to run a 40 since your still sophomore year. That ain't me not having faith in myself. That me being realistic. It's 20,000 other athletes at Alabama. It's a third stringer somewhere at LSU who can run a 4.3 that'll never touch the field. So when he go do his pro day, and you talking about you at Alcorn State trying to do something, ain't nobody worry about you, bro. Come on, get your back in line. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, cool, what was next? I was always told, so you got to make the letter grade. Letter grade meaning shit, get your degree. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, so you got that piece of paper, you can go further in life. Ended up getting my degree.
Did you find that to be true?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I say you can get the letter grade, but it's what you do with it. It's the type of person you are. You feel what I'm saying? Because you got to build off of that. That's just a piece of paper. You still got to be able to articulate. You still got to know how to shake hands. You got to be confident when you walk in certain rooms to talk to certain people. You can't like another thing that people use nowadays is a race card, bro. It ain't race. I don't care if you blue, black, purple, or yellow. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be in a certain room, then you got to show why you are valuable. What do you bring? How are you an asset to the people that's in that room? You know what I'm saying? Or how can they be an asset to you? So that's what I learned from personal experience, and I'm still learning that, you know what I'm saying, as I go through life. So to sum all this up, ended up, I had graduated. I'm sitting at home. I was supposed to go into the architecture field with a family friend. He the head architect, one of the head architects in Mississippi. He built all the Baptist hospitals. He designed them from the ground up, from the electrical to the floor plans to everything, all throughout the Jackson area. So tapped in with him. He was like, all right, cool, you'll come in, you're gonna be basic level. You start out just like anybody else intern. So I'm sitting at home like, man, I gotta get out of Mississippi. I got to. Ended up meeting one of my homeboys, I call him my brother. Met him and seen him at graduation, at the high school graduation. We chopping it up. He showed me one pay stub. I said, all right, cool. I said, I know where I'm going. In my mind, I just got this number. He sent me another one from that same week. I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm going. The whole time I'm telling God, like, bro, I gotta go to California. I don't care what we do. I don't care how I get done. I gotta go. He hit me. He was like, I need you to do this, that, and the third. Did what he asked me to do. He called me like, look, Wednesday morning at 4 a.m., I need you to hit the highway. I need you to drive to California. Yeah. I drove all the way. It took me a day and 7 hours. We split it up. I did the first 17, slept overnight, got up the next morning, drove the rest, ended up in Riverside, California. Got up that morning to handle business in Riverside. He called me 20 minutes after that. He was like, look, I need you to come to SAC. Whole time I'm thinking SAC like 30, 45 minutes, bro. Man, that shit said 7 hours and 50 minutes, bro. And he was like, I need you here right now. Yeah. Get in the car, go do that. Spent 3 weeks up there. Got a call to San Diego and shit. That one life changed. And then I've been here ever since. And then that was kind of like tying everything in on how I got the journey from being in Mississippi to coming to San Diego, to then leaving San Diego and then coming back to San Diego. And ever since I done came back, like my goal was, it's a certain way I want to live. It's a certain way that I see myself, you know what I'm saying, the type of man I am and the certain things I want. Not only me, it's always bigger than me, so it's what I want my family to look like, my legacy, you know what I'm saying, the longevity. I talk about generational wealth all the time. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to be straight. But as long as my brothers, my little sister straight, my family straight, and we good.
Yeah. Would you say that the business opportunities are better out here than in Mississippi? Or is it the same, or is it what you make of it, or is it just way more opportunities out here?
I say what it is. It's the mindset. Out here, I put it to you like this since we in fitness. Out here, if you not in some type of way keeping your health up and your mental, then you don't fit in. Back there is, oh, you look good, you all right. You know what I'm saying? Your auntie arms, that shit look good. Man. That shit cool.
You look skinny. You be looking skinny.
You know what I'm saying? But you got a whole, 125 extra on that belt. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the thing, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I love where I'm from. Like, it's some genuine people. Like, one thing about the South, bro, is you get the genuine you get the hospitality, bro. How people treat you, how they talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
way different out here.
Yeah, it's way different out here. Like, completely different. So that's what I love about the South. Now, I can't say that the mentality is up to par. You feel what I'm saying? Because out here, life moves so much faster. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always an opportunity. It's you're going to meet somebody new, somebody not going to be from here. You're going to meet this crowd, that crowd, if you the type of person that want to be active. Back home, it's easy to just, you know what I'm saying, fall in with this one group of people and all of their trauma or all of their dreams can now become your dreams, and then everybody find themselves not doing nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's comfort. So I say that's the biggest difference.
There's a lot of dogs out here. There's a lot of dogs. Like a lot of people, searching for, everyone want to be famous. Everyone want to be a YouTuber, whatever it is. Even those little goals. But like everyone out here is pretty motivated. There's definitely, you have people that don't want to do shit. Like we for sure have a lot of dogs, and that's the reason I do like it out here. Because when I do go to these small towns, like I was in Utah, even Atlanta, like there is a certain bit of comfort in like just like being like, I just work, it's chilling. It's chilling. A lot out here, I feel like everyone's kind of like, like, all right, what are we gonna do? Like, or at least the aspiration for it. They might not do shit about it, but at least everyone's like, I want to be famous. You don't know how they're gonna do it, but but it does start without. Some people are just good with being like, Domino's is my passion. It doesn't. It's definitely different in different places you go, especially small town. Is that where you're from? Is small?
Nah. So the city I'm from is the wealthiest city in Mississippi, which is Madison, Mississippi. So it's like I say, for us, it's still a lot of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do well for themselves, but like I said, it's the South, so you don't get the skyscrapers and all that. But you got people that do well for themselves, like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be the finance industry, whether it be the agriculture, you know what I'm saying? Cars, whatever the case may be, like, it's people that really do well for yourself. So I did not, like I say, my background, I come from both sides. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem telling people, like, I come from legal and illegal, and most people don't even know that about me. Now, illegal shit, that ain't nothing to brag about, but that dude, once you get to know a person and you understand that, like, you got to understand that's where the hustle come from. You feel me? Like, I'm hungry for something. You know what I'm saying? And ain't shit gonna stop me. Ain't no man on planet Earth gonna tell me I can't do something. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. I don't care. I gotta wake up in the morning and shit, we gonna see who gonna brush our teeth a bit. You're not gonna brush me. No. That's just how I feel. You feel what I'm saying? Like that, so that's you know what I'm saying? It's it can be big to you, it can be inspiring to you, or it can be small to you, and you just be comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? If that makes sense. If I answer your question, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely it's a big thing. I was gonna kind of touch on something. Do you think it's weird that this is kind of a little bit off topic, but you kind of mentioned it was. Do you think it's weird that people glamorize that? Like I'm from this background or whatever. Like I'm hood. I'm this. I come from this. I don't know. Kind of we have like a colleague that kind of like glamorized that, and I don't know if that's the right way. Like I've never been a fan of that. Like, saying like, oh, I come from this. Like, you would never like, I wouldn't, obviously with the accent, I would know where you're from, but I would have guessed, you came from like the street, this and that. Like, I'm just so motivated, but you necessarily need that in order to.
Nah, I feel like one thing about it, like if you come from, and something I always been taught, bro, if you come from the streets or you got that in your, you know what I'm saying, in your upbringing, that ain't some shit you brag about.
Yeah, exactly.
The main thing that you gonna do is you gonna show it in your work ethic and your hustle. You know what I'm saying? And my favorite person in the world taught me that. Like that's what you gonna do. That's where it come from. You shouldn't glamorize it in no type of fashion form in your work. You know what I'm saying? Or feel like that's what you gotta do to prove something to somebody or to fit in. Like I don't feel like you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Build yourself up to be who you wanna be. And just always keep that piece of you as a part of your foundation.
You know what
I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gotta tell you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. But if we get in a situation and we gotta get to that point, you feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm a man. Yeah. You feel me? I'm a man for anything. So you ain't finna just treat me like I'm less than, cause then I'm about to let you know, like, all right, cool, this is where I come from. You feel what I'm saying? I'll show you where I come from. Yeah. But to just to act out of character, bro, I feel like that's a lot of people, especially nowadays. It's so glamorized. You say it's glamorized. It's praised, bro. Like you don't have to be that person, bro. Just be yourself, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like who the hell want to walk around and praise trauma? Yeah, nigga, you hurting. You my language, like you hurting, bro, from something. You feel me? Like I can say myself. I tell people all the time, like I ain't wrapped too tight. I smile, I laugh. You feel what I'm saying? I joke, I do all that. Like I have fun. It may not seem like it, cause I ain't just out here. You know what I'm saying? Putting it to the world, but like I ain't
let the cameras know. Rokk smiles.
Yeah.
Everyone rocks.
I smile. If y'all don't know, I do smile. I do laugh. I love having fun, but I really love people, boy. If y'all don't know that already.
But I think that's a big thing too, is because that probably is like even meeting you, like even like when I never met you on Instagram, I looked at it, I was like, Okay, definitely. And I definitely judged the book by cover. I was like, oh, he's super into fitness. Like, all he does, live, die, breathe, fitness. Then when we started rapping together, I was like, bro knows his shit, bro. Like, so I was like, that's what intrigued me. Even like, what we talked for like 2 hours, bro. I went, this is about to be my best friend right here. I was like, yo, dude, this guy, he, just because he's like, you know, your social media is all business, but, you know, you laugh, you joke, and you think about a lot of stuff in advance. And I was like, oh, he thinks just like me. He thinks just like me. So I think that part too, and obviously what we're trying to do on here, and then obviously we talked about like almost rebranding like your own stuff and being like, you know, showing that personality, because it's like, you know, we shouldn't have to meet you. You should show that, you know, because you know, you're a good ass dude. On top of it, like, I had some of the funniest laughs and jokes with you. So it's like, man, that's a great part to show, especially in business, man.
So I appreciate it, bro. It's definitely I feel like the friendship, the brotherhood is definitely gonna grow, man. Like I tell anybody, like the main thing, bro, is you preach community, but at the same time, you can't be a fool. You got to know who to put yourself around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Energy. I'm big on energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the focus behind it. So when we clicked and we talked, we was supposed to have linked 2 years ago. But one thing about it was, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let me make sure I got. Not even knowing what you got going. You feel what I'm saying? Let me make sure I got my stuff in a row. Let me make sure, you know what I'm saying, I can approach this and it be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, my main thing is being of an asset. I know I'm gonna be blessed. You know what I'm saying? And I got a big heart. I love giving. I love helping people. So like at the end of the day, I don't need to come to you and need something from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how can we go together? And that's why I always talk about like community. Community can be big or small. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? What we can create together. You know what I'm saying? How we can continue to impact the community, but also, you know what I'm saying, get people so much out of being by themselves or feeling like they got to do everything by themselves. Like, all right, cool. It may be two things that we can do together, but shit, if we can do them together, let's do it to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's knock it out and make people be like, damn, bro, like, them boy really came together. They from two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Who would have ever thought? Like, how you know him? All right, now you know it. You know what I'm saying? We putting it, we laying the groundwork, and then we're going to build a house so you see it. You know what I'm saying? So,
do you think that, like, was there a particular, like, individual, or, like, that's just inside you, like, that, you know, I have that for sure. Like, I'm the biggest researcher. As you can tell, I'm texting you, you texting me. You're the only one that matches me where I was like, hey, I have researchers. You're like, yeah, I did too. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, okay, he's on his shit. Like, where do you think that came from? Is that stem from, like, you know, just having the hunger for knowledge inside you, or is that like an individual? Like, where is that from?
I think for me, bro, it come from the people that I done been around in my journey. Also, like, the things I done overcame. You know what I'm saying? The standard I hold for myself, I can say that's the biggest thing. Like, we talk about being a man's man. Like, I stand firm on that. The greatest thing that I can say is being a man of my word. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that, at the end of the day, as a man, you got your dick in your word. That's them the two things that you got. Excuse my language again to y'all, but that's what you got. So you feel me? If I deliver, I tell you I'm gonna do something, then I need to make sure that I deliver. And if I can't do it, I need to have a resource that can make sure that it happen. You feel what I'm saying? And that's kind of where it stems from. If I'm staying in track with what you asking me, but it's not necessarily a particular person. It's just trial and error.
I think that's the same thing for me. I never had one person that you know, I definitely like a lot of, like, you know, business entrepreneurs and stuff like that, but I never had one person I glamorized or anything like that where I'm like, oh, that's top dog. I want to be just like him. I think. And I could see that in you. I've never once gone, Rokk wants to be just like that dude. That Rokk wants to be Rokk. That's all he just wants to be the best he can be. And I feel like that's what makes the people great. You know, certain people great. They go, they were looking at, like, you know, have you ever heard of Simon Sink? Yeah. So, or Simon Sinek, or however you pronounce it. But he did that, we were talking about the Apple and the Microsoft meetings. Did you ever see that one? Where he's like, oh, I, you know, spoke at two, you know, meetings, the Amazon and then, or Microsoft and Apple. And Microsoft, all they did was talk about how they're going to beat Apple. When they went to the Apple one, Apple just talked about how they're going to beat And I'm like, that's literally the best businesses and the best business owners. That's what they do. And I can 100% see that in you. So
I appreciate
for sure.
it.
Yeah, man. It's like refreshing for sure to have that, like, in business, because, you know, on top of it, you share the mindset that I do as far as, like, we can do this together, bro. Like, why are we all kind of like, you know, in our own, like, thing when it's like, man, we could all just be like, you know, you got people and they pay money there. I got people that pay money here. wait, they actually spend money. They cross here. Let's link up. And
let's figure it out.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's kind of what we got cooking up. What people will see, in the future. But yeah, like that. That's definitely the mindset. This type of ideologies that we share, which is super cool. But I was trying to think of. I lost my train of thought. But I mean, is there anything else that I don't know about you that would be like you think that? How about give me something shocking that I would not know about you, bro? Yeah, something shocking. What food you eat? What you like to shop, bro? I want to know a little bit about Rokk.
I don't know if it's too much. They're gonna be shocking. Things that I do like to do, bro. I love to fish. I haven't really fished.
That's shocking, bro. I would have never guessed.
Yeah, I love to fish. I haven't really been fishing out here. Cause we get like ponds and lakes, so we're a little bit used to the dirty water. I ain't really jumped out there in the sea and then the deep sea fish. I love to be introduced to it. Something that most people know if you ain't met me, I love to smell good. I probably got over 100 bottles of fragrance. I collect fragrance. I
heard this stuff. Rokk smells so good.
Yeah.
But I've heard it from multiple people.
Hey, bro, I really do this, and I ain't like no disrespect to nobody. I ain't talking about no Macy's and Dillard's and Bloomingdale. And I'm talking about real niche, high end fragrances. So one thing again, I do gatekeep, so I'm not gonna tell you what I'm wearing. Don't even ask. I'll lead you in the right direction, but I'm not gonna tell you what I'm wearing. And no, I don't just wear one fragrance at one time. I might have 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers on at different spots. At one time, bro.
Oh, you're wild.
Yeah, your body got, so most people don't know. Most people just spray fragrance on, bro. Your body got heat spots. It got heat centers, heat spots, different for male and female. But that's something, if you don't know about that, you should look into it. That's the difference in between, you know what I'm saying, somebody saying, damn, you smell good, and somebody not even noticing you at all. So that's
stinky is bad, bro. I can't stand
we ain't gonna get into the gym settings where they ain't focused, man. Like
the wrong industry.
Hey, well, at least.
Thank you, bro.
Listen,
that's crazy.
Hey, it be rough. It be rough. That's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Well, I'm not like as deep into your fragrance as that, but like me for a gym, I hate the smell of a gym.
Yeah.
So that's why I get people that tell me like, "Oh, your gym's so clean, it don't smell like a gym." I'm like, that's on purpose.
Yeah.
That's tactical, bro. I hate the smell of the gym. Like that, I want to come in and that's distracting me. I'm doing a lap pull down, I smell like rubber or like sweating it. I'm like, I can't deal with that. That's funny though. You dive deep into that,
I'm deep into it. I'm with cologne. How people, I used to love buying sneakers. I used to be a big sneakerhead. I got away from that, and I really died into like the fragrance game probably like 4 or 5 years ago. Probably like my sophomore year in college is when I got into it, and I was still on like the lower end. I thought I was doing something.
Yeah.
And then I had I call them my cologne ladies, bro. I got like designated people, like real people that I call them, be like, hey,
cologne,
I got cologne plugs down there, whatever you need, I got a plug for it. But that's the main one, bro. Like my fragrance is something that I love.
Dude, I was gonna say, bro, if anyone needs anything for whatever, don't matter what situation, Rokk got a person for that. That is like, dude, I never met someone, bro. I know a lot of people. I swear, bro, I don't know anyone. When I met this fool, I was like, I don't know anyone. This dude will make one phone call, be like, I got 3 people that can hook me up with this. What deal you want? Like, is that just from meeting people, like straight up meeting people?
It's just, I think it started like, honestly, bro, not to get too far into it, but like it started in college, bro. Like, you as an athlete, especially in the summertime, like you got homies that may come from small towns and they may be from out of state. So they like, bro, hey, who gonna have the newest J's without me having to go to the store? We in camp, so we can't get to it. So they're like, all right, cool, but I got a plug. I got a shoe plug, but I ain't got one, I got 3. So if he ain't got it, he got it. When it came to like food, bro, like I had teammates that I like take to the crib with me, make sure they ate and stuff like that. So then as I started looking for it, I always just wanted to be the person. I say this, my uncle, he told me when I was young, I was about 15 years old. This is when I was going my freshman year. He said, look, wherever you go in life, always make sure you got a resource in your favorite places. He said, if you like shoes, you like food, you like the movie theater, whatever it is, always shake a hand or make a genuine connection with the girl that worked behind the desk, the dude who at the door, the security guard, wherever you at. And after he told me that, bro, that stuck with me, my heart.
That was at what age?
I was 15.
Dude, that's like the most viable piece
bro,
of information.
I was 15. He told me that, bro. And to this day, it don't matter where I go. I cannot know. I literally walk in places, bro, and get some of the ugliest looks. Now, I ain't the most approachable looking person anyway. Most people be like, bro, you always frowned up. I'm like, all right, cool, I get it. But like a person could be standing there, bro, and I just genuinely want to see like if you gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? And then it just got to a point. I started practicing that shit when I was like the lunch ladies. Like I walk in, you know them folks don't like their job, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But just to make them smile, be like, hey, you ain't smiling today, and they crack a smile. Yeah. You'd have made their whole day because somebody acknowledged them. You tell them have a great day. So that's how it was, bro. It led from there, and then I'm like, all right, cool. When you get to a certain point in life where you can go do certain things you want to do, then that's when you really start to leave an impact on people, bro. So that's where it steered from. So now I just be like, look, wherever I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I need to be the plug, but I'm only the plug right now for like, I feel like some basic. I'm trying to be the plug for like big shit, not illegal shit. Yeah. Like big shit, big business shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So that's what I look forward to every day. You know what I'm saying? Something new every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like that piece of advice was probably the best advice you got probably in your whole career, even like without being an entrepreneur. Like even my dad talks to everyone. He's the guy that I started doing that with people because I see my dad. He goes, hey, I got his card, but like you got a card, you got some type of information like it, and he's got in his phone everyone labeled as like pool guy. Concrete dude, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, he got everyone. He got someone for everyone. And I'm like, whether it's friends from high school or his friends, and that's helped me with business because I go, it's not who about I know, it's who they know, and it's never about who, you can only know so many people. When you expand that contact list to it just branches out like crazy, and then you got a guy for everyone, which you literally got a guy for everyone, bro.
The plug, baby.
That was, oh my God, you're like, dude, you got a plug for everyone.
Hey, bro, that's the main thing. Like I said, I like being over asset rather than being a liability, bro, and that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. And then now now it's like, I went, man, I just happened to stumble upon the dude with the biggest contacts. So I like, and then I got some contacts. So it's like, now you can bounce it off me. And now our contacts just double.
Just going back and forth.
That was the business behind it. And then we meet someone else that got a big contact list. So it's like, that's the beauty, and that's business in itself. And that's freaking crazy though. But man, so fishing, that's what I got out of that one. Fishing and fragrance.
Fishing, fragrance. I'm trying to think of something else I like to do.
No fashion, no nothing like that. We were just talking about fashion.
Don't get me wrong. I used to really be into like the fashion world, like trying to get fly and all that, bro. Now it's more so like the comfort. Like I said, like my mindset is just a little bit different. I rather wake up in the morning with a fresh 20 bands in my pocket, a nice jumpsuit, you know what I'm saying, some fly kicks, and a haircut. Mandatory.
Yeah.
As long as I got that.
Every Friday.
Don't miss a Friday. As long as I got that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I ain't the wealthiest man, but like when I see myself long term, like that's the type of standard. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. I don't need all these Gucci bags. I don't need none of that shit. Like, let's just keep it basic. Hell, at this point, and what I'm learning, everybody want to be flashy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the motherfucker that you walk in the club, see in the section. I want to be the motherfucker that you walk in there and be like, oh, he ain't nobody. You right, I ain't nobody. I own the fucking building.
Yeah.
That's how I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. But that's how I look at it, bro. I just got a different mentality at 28 years old. And like I say, all of these hobbies, things I like to do, is not for me to say, oh, this shit just cool and fun. It's literally stuff that done brought me, since like therapy for me. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool. I ain't running from nothing, but I call it like my little escapes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I might look like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people meet me and they be like, man, you don't enjoy life. You ain't having fun. I'm like, all right, what are we celebrating?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I got to find new hobbies at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that y'all enjoy doing is the way of the world. And I ain't trying to follow the trend. I'm trying to be me.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to make an impact. You feel me? Like, I got siblings that look up to me. Like, my little brother and my little sisters, bro, like, my little brothers and my little sister, like, them, like, that's my fuel. You know what I'm saying? That's my fire. That's a hobby.
That's
how
what I'm saying. My son is that like.
Yeah.
I didn't start putting no money away ever. I was like, I'm gonna save. I remember I literally said that in my head, like probably at like 25. I started, probably even younger, 23. I'm making good, money playing or being a personal trainer, making a good amount. And I was like, man, this is nice as hell. I'm gonna spend every goddamn time I got. I'm gonna die with fucking $0. I'm gonna spend every penny. I had my son, or I found out my girl was pregnant, and that fucking just changed, bro. Like immediately, he was born, and I'm like, I think I should put away some money, like this and that. Now all of a sudden, I'm like, now I'm putting away money to buy land, and I'm like, I'm gonna give him that. I'm gonna give him a whole ranch. Yeah, nothing is more like baller than that is giving your son like, this is yours. I bought it for you. Like this is your land. Like my mindset totally changed with that. So like I totally understand when you say that, man. It's crazy. But I have a big question that to kind of finish it off. But where do you see Rokk in? I'm gonna go small and then even longer term. Rokk in 5 years. Rokk in 10 years, Rokk in 20 years. Like, what is the ultimate goal? So short, then a kind of midterm, and then a long-term goals. Like, what are like just some big things you want to do?
Short term, if we talking short term, it changed for me all the time, bro. So it's kind of like you ask me that question, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's a good one to think. I think about that one all the time.
So like it changed every day. I think short term for me, as I look at it, it's impact. Long, what I'm saying? I want to impact and touch as many people as I can. So we talk about legacy. Midterm, is always, of course, scaling. Like, what's the next step? You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. What are we doing? What are we doing? I think we talked about this too. You was like, I want to be to the point where people don't even know that Jordan owns SD Barbell. You know what I'm saying?
The brand
is bigger than me. At this point, like we 10, 15 years down the road, and y'all like, okay, it's Rokk Fitness, but who the hell is Rokk? Yeah. Cool. I built something that's gonna stick in your mind for forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we talking long term. Long term, you might not even see Rokk. Rokk gonna be living somewhere out the country somewhere. You know what I'm saying? On an island and built his own.
You're an island guy, so you go islands.
Listen, I ain't. So this is the thing, and this is something that people always on me about. I have never really traveled. I've been to different states, but as far as getting out of the country, I haven't did that shit. And I wouldn't say that I wasn't able to. My priorities didn't align or allow me to at the moment because you feel what I'm saying?
Like, either.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool. You got to make sure, like I say, I'm a family man. So I'm like, all right, look, I got to make sure that the family in order, you know what I'm saying, before I take off and go do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So this, probably by the end of this year, I got some new stuff, you know what I'm saying, in the works. I done tapped more into like the real estate space too, investing in my own properties, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So basically building up that portfolio, and that portfolio right there will be able to fund different life activities. It'll set up family members, friends, whatever the case may be, for the long haul, and it'll allow me to really be able to travel and go see some stuff I ain't never seen before. You know what I'm saying? But y'all stay tuned because we're gonna document all that for sure.
And then we'll for sure be on the podcast, man. If not permanently, have you on and get this going, get our interviews that we're talking about, just like different business parts that we're gonna all get rolling that we'll disclose later, but it's gonna be super dope. So it was good though. I'm glad people finally get to meet you, see if it's finally get a little bit to know you. So that was super dope.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But I appreciate you always.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We'll see you more on the podcast. I just want to say thank you to Daily Grind Media for putting on beautiful podcast we have here today. So if you guys want to have a podcast or get some photos, Daily Grind Media, hit them up on Instagram. You can go through our website at SanDiegoBarbell.com, or you can go through his website directly. Thank you guys, and appreciate you.
Hey, y'all stay tapped in, man. We got more to come.
All right, for sure.
That's it.